Russia hasn't hosted anything as big as the Winter Games since the fall of the Iron Curtain, and it's been a huge logistical challenge. Money-wise, Vladimir Putin's games are going down in history as the most expensive ever. The final bill tops 40 billion euros, well over 10 times the cost of Vancouver's games 4 years ago. This is partly because the games had to be built from scratch.
Nous avons pensé que c'était vraiment un défi extraordinaire.
We thought it would be an unprecedented challenge in Olympic history to organize the Games with only 10 to 15% of the equipment and infrastructure already in place.
Des équipements et des infrastructures à disposition déjà construites.
Organizers rushed to recruit immigrant workers to build the new Sochi. And while the end result is undeniably impressive, the massive construction site came under fire from many NGOs, accusing organizers of corruption, despicable working conditions, and environmental damage. With the infrastructure in place, security has been the next biggest challenge, with nearly 40,000 policemen and soldiers called in to keep the peace. But suicide bombings in nearby Volgograd last December that left 34 dead, coupled with warnings from the local Islamist group, are major cause for concern.
Мы также знаем, что на костях наших предков, на костях многих.
We know that the Russian authorities have organized the Olympic Games on the remains of many Muslims buried in our land along the Black Sea. We have to do all we can to stop this.
Putin's way to manage dissent had been an outright ban of protests. But bowing to pressure from the International Olympic Committee, he has granted a special zone for protesters on site. A concession aimed to temper his critics abroad, where Russia's human rights violations have been making headlines and where a number of top world leaders have decided to snub Putin's games. Despite this, 6,000 participants representing 80 countries are expected soon in Sochi, and Russia will be kicking off the ceremonies as its controversial, highly competitive host.